All right, I want to welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Saturday Cup of Joe with Bill and Lim. Bill, go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't even know why I told you mute yourself out, Bill. Go ahead, Bill. What's up, man?
Good. What's going on this
Mr.
morning?
Newlywed himself, y'all. He did say I will. He didn't say I do. He said I will. So he's either in trouble or he's committed.
What?
At
What's
the
up?
altar.
I missed that part. It cut out.
Oh, you said either I do or I will, but you said I will at the altar. So
Yeah, they changed it up because the
Yeah.
other one, the first round, it was I do. The second one is I will. So
awesome. All right, so guys, today we have a very important guest. We're going to talk to a guy that was a top salesman who walked his way, climbed his way, pushed his way up to the top, and then all of a sudden he thought to himself, nah, I'm going to open up my own business. This is what I'm going to do. So with that being said, we're going to talk to Mr. Terry Heffner today. Terry, how are you, man?
I'm good, Lem. How about yourself?
Doing great. So I asked you earlier, you're calling from where again?
Pennsylvania, Allentown.
Allentown. So I was asking, I was like, man, is it cold? He said, so, it's 40-ish. And to me, guys, that's cold. He's talking about wearing T-shirts. I'm like, really? My goodness. Oh. So, man, thanks for coming on here. And the first thing I want to ask you is, we're going to get into all your business stuff, but how was your high school life? Let's just start from there.
We're going back that far. Huh? What I remember of it, it was pretty good.
Was it? Did you know at the time of high school that you'll actually be where you are, or did you ever have something that was in you that made you think there's more out there?
I had no clue what I wanted to do in high school. Actually, I was probably like every other kid in high school. You know, when you're going to play sports, you want to be Major League Baseball player, NFL player, and I'm too short to play basketball, so it was one of those things. You know, you always think you're going to get to that dream, but then when you get to college, you realize you ain't making it.
Right. True. That is true. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in that same area?
Same area, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Do you still know or see any of your friends from the past? Because I don't, but
Very, very few. Once we got married, you got kids, you do the kid thing. You know, they're playing softball, they're playing basketball, whatever they're doing. You don't get to see your friends as much as you used to.
Right. That's true. You mentioned you had some girls. How old are they?
25 and 21.
Oh,
Or
okay.
22, something like that.
Right. All right. So you kind of like me. I got a 21-year-old and one about to turn 18 in a week. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, they're grown out, and that's all I'll say.
Right. Awesome. Speaking of college, man, where'd you attend college at?
I went to Lehigh University, which is in
Nice.
Bethlehem. Yeah.
How was that experience? Was it a wild experience? Was it something that was like overwhelming, or did you kind of just like, I got this?
Well, like before, like I said, I went there basically to play football, and in the interim, they gave me an education. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So football, you would say, is pretty much your main sports you like?
It was, yeah. Quite some time ago, though. Again.
Were you like a running back? 'Cause you said you were short or something.
Yep, I was quick.
Right? Nice. So if they're coming after you, they can't catch you, right?
Yeah, some of the guys caught me.
Oh my goodness. So Terry, real quick, let's give us a brief overview of what you used to do as far as after college. I mean, what happened there after you got out of college? What did you start doing?
When I first got out of college, I went to the beer wholesale side of the business. So I was in the beer business for decades.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a fun business when you first started out in business. It was nice, but then all the rules and regulations came along. Years ago, there was no DUIs and Mothers Against Drunk Driving, so that business had to change twofold.
Right.
So there was a lot of changes in that business as I was going through it each year.
Wow. I didn't realize that would affect a lot of people. I mean, now it makes sense because there was a lot of rules that started being implemented, you know, and so you came to your senses and said, I have to do something else. Is that what happened?
No, I mean it was still a viable business. It's just that there was a lot of consolidation between the bigger wholesalers and stuff like that. So you really didn't know where the future was headed.
Right.
It's kind of uncertain.
Right. Cool. And so after the beer industry, what else did you do after that?
That was it. I went started to look at the mobile marketing side of the things and to look at the advantages, like in the restaurant business, nightclubs, and small businesses. They really didn't get the idea of everybody wants new customers. Nobody wants to know about taking care of their existing customers. I need new customers. I need new customers. In the wholesale side of business, when you have a defined territory, you can't get any more customers. So you got to figure a way out how to make that business grow for those people. So there was a gap in that area, so I decided to try and fill that gap.
So let's back up. From the beer industry, how did you seek out mobile industry?
I have no idea. I was one of those guys, those old online stuff. You're looking for this, you're looking for that, and
right.
Everyone's promising you the stars in the sky, and you're going to get 10 customers are going to pay you $5,000 a month. Well, those aren't real. They're just not there. So I was looking for something that was more, I guess, down to earth, grassroots, that you could actually show the people, hey, this is actually going to work.
Right.
Doesn't work, you're SOL.
Right. So your first customer, how'd that handle? How'd that work?
Actually, it was my daughter's boyfriend, so I just
really?
Yeah, it was more or less, hey, you gonna buy this or no? And then basically went from there.
That's cool.
With the business that I had before, I mean, I had a lot of contacts with people and knew some people, so it was kind of, I had a relationship with them. So that was kind of an easy groundbreaker there.
Terry, do you have a lot of restaurant customers?
I got a mixture of them. Yeah, I got some restaurant customers. There's some bar rooms. There's some nightclubs. There's some salons, hairdressers, massagers. Quite an array of different ones.
Okay.
So basically, you've kind of found a formula where instead of like most people do, they go find high clients. You found those low-paying clients that you gather a lot of them at the same time, basically, and they pay you each month. That's what it sounds like.
That's dead on. Exactly right. A lot of the small business owners around here are getting pushed by the chains, and they don't have those budgets that they could spend, $5,000-$10,000 a month on advertising, so they got to come up with something new.
Right.
I kind of figured that I would be that something new for them.
Very nice.
That's cool.
So how long did it take you to realize that this is I'm going to charge you this, and whatever you're charging them, are you giving them something that is actually helping them be involved or be competitive?
Yeah, that took a while because like anyone else, you want to get as much possible revenue as you can at a marketplace. But when you walk in, a lot of people are not familiar with mobile marketing, nor are they familiar on how to build their list to market to. So basically, what I charged them was a very, very nominal fee, very nominal, till they start building a list, until they started getting to understand how this system works. And then as they grew their client base, I grew my revenue from them.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah, that is unique. I've never heard of that before. Wow. Now, I'm going to ask you this, and you're going to say, I have no idea, but how did you come up with that, man?
Well, a lot of people, like I said, they can't afford it. So, and I was walking in before, I was getting struck out everywhere. How much is it? $159. I can't afford it. I can't afford that.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, okay, you can't afford that. What can you afford?
Right.
And the one guy came up. He was an ice cream guy. He says, I'm just starting out business. I'm tapped here. I said, well, how about this? How about I give you something that's $39. I'm just going to cover my cost here. You use this thing, but I need your help. You got to help me build what I tell you to do. And he said, yeah, okay, let's give this a shot. So we gave it a shot. At the end of the first month, he only had like maybe 30, 40 guys in his little client base. But after 90 days, he had close to 200 that we were able to directly market to. So as he grew up his market base and we were sending out the messages, I figured, okay, now it's not 39, now it's 59. And then when you get to 500 people, it's going to be 89.
Right.
And then when you keep growing and growing, I'm going to keep growing and growing here. The good part about it is you could actually show him the money that he's making. So if he's making $2,000-$3,000 a month, asking him for $89 is not a lot of money.
Not a lot of money.
No. Nope.
Man, that's genius. Guys, we're talking to Terry Heffner. This guy has basically figured out the mobile market, and I know everyone that's watching has done, these different types of services that they can present to local customers and all that. But he has figured it out, and I'm getting a lot of questions here. And yes, he is from Pittsburgh, guys, Pennsylvania.
From Allentown.
From Allentown.
Yeah.
He's there. And wow, I'm like, what? Okay. Well, that's amazing. So you're really talking about something that's never been done before. And I haven't heard anyone talk about helping local customers or restaurants build their lists and then incrementally charge them as they grow. That's a brilliant idea, man. Wow.
Thank you. I'm sure I didn't think of it.
Well, I don't hear that more often. Bill, how many times have you heard of that?
What, mobile marketing?
No, helping clients build a list for mobile marketing.
This is the second time, probably.
That's crazy. So that's a first for me.
Yeah, because there was only that one other girl I remember a long time ago. That was it. So. Nice.
So, Terry, are you doing this by yourself? Have you built a team? What's going on with that?
I am doing it myself because I don't want to hire anybody and tell someone, hey, this is successful until I find out that it could work. So I'm basically by myself. I'm at the process now of trying to find someone to build a better mousetrap as far as the software. Because a lot of the software is confusing for people to use. So you're going back and you spend more of your time training the people to how to use the software than just, I want to plug and play. Nice. I mean, I'm not a very techie person by any stretch of imagination, so I need it idiot-proof.
Terry, I think you and I need to talk about that afterwards because I think we can take care of that. So.
Okay, yeah, because I'm idiot-proof, so I want you touch it and then you do this.
Right.
So that's where I'm basically at now. I had a buddy at school who's, I guess he's an engineer, software builder, so he was working on something like that for me to make it as easy as possible. So basically that's where I'm at now. And in the future, hopefully I'll have a sales force and stuff like that, and I'll be able to train them how to do this.
Right. Wow. So I guess you found that now that your customers are having a hard time plugging in the system or actually seeing that, and you have to go in and retrain them. So I guess at the point when you get your software, this would be easy to monetize, much, much more easier for you, right?
Yeah, you're wasting a lot of time going back to the people and saying, and the other part is in the restaurant / all this business, there's a lot of turnover.
Right.
Unless you are the owner taking care of that, and a lot of the owners don't want to take care of it because it's a menial task. So now when someone leaves, you got to go back and, okay, here's what you do. And basically I have little videos of how to do this stuff, but it still takes a little bit of a training on that part.
So you're dealing with managers and all that, right?
That's one of the things that's good about the restaurant business. When you walk in, there's always someone to talk to. If the owner's not there, 90% of business, you can't sell anybody anything. But if you have a manager or even a barmaid or something like that, you tell them what you want to do and accomplish, and you tell them the money that's going to come in, their eyes light up. It's like, okay, you're bringing more money here. That means I'm going to get more tips. That means I'm going to make more money. And then I let them go to the owner and say, hey,
right.
this guy was in here, and he's telling me that this works and that works. And you just show them a real quick demo, and you let the younger kids get it. The millennials, they get it like there's nobody's business. So you find a barmaid, a bartender in there, and you show them the little system, and then you let them run with the owner to it, and the owner says, hey, get back in here. I need to talk to you. My people here are driving me crazy.
Love it. I was about to ask you, do you contact the owners first, or do you just kind of demonstrate what you got going on? And that makes sense to do that,
I honestly, I try and get a hold of the owner, but that's very, very difficult because you got those gatekeepers that, I mean, I've been in places where I knew the owner was there because I knew him, and they're going, nope, he's not here. I'm like, he's him right down there.
He's right there. He's
Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. So when you were in the beer industry, how's the hustle as far as what you're doing now than what you were doing before? Is it the same, or are you more focused, or?
It's about the same. Yeah. I mean, it's what you make it. If you want to work hard, you work hard. If you don't, then you could be lazy. It's all depends on the person's work ethic, I guess.
Right. Well, I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm getting some people saying there's a computer glitch. I can't see it. Is it live? They want to know what's going on. Man, this is off the cuff. Let me tell you. Let's see here. All right, cool. So, have you actually encountered any chains with your system? It will work with chain restaurants on it. Have you ever thought of doing that, or have you connected any, or what's going on?
I haven't got any chains. I mean, they're difficult to break into. I like the kind of chains where they let the managers in the area have some power and some say, which that's pretty difficult to find because the other part is the software that I have now doesn't have the capability to grab 200-300 stores. But what I'm having developed hopefully will be able to capture a chain and be able to process everything. It's just too much for the software. Like I said, when I first started this, it was on a wing and a prayer. And now, hopefully, with the new additions, it'll be able to handle any. I'm guessing anywhere up to 10 to 15,000 clients at one time with no glitches.
That's good. Wow. Man. Once again, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for watching Saturday Cup of Joe. We have Bill here. We have the main man, Terry Heffner. He's out of Allentown. Is that Allentown? Is that right?
Close it up. Yep.
Pennsylvania. Where it's 40 degrees. I think it's cold. It's sunny for them. They got T-shirts on, but whatever. Look at me. It's 65 degrees and I have a long sleeve shirt on. And yes, no tie today. I keep getting that email. Someone keeps messing with me. You have no tie on today, Lim? It's my orange, just a Halloween thing. The wife told me to put it on this morning, so whatever. It is what it is. All right, so tell us, is there any of those restaurants that you don't want to deal with that you normally don't even approach?
Not really. I mean, honestly, you can walk into a place and you'll get the feel if the person's worth working with or not. Again, you're always going to run into people that are going to be headaches and not pleased. Those are the ones that's old saying is some will, some won't, so what? You go on to the next one. One of the reasons it's good about the restaurant/bar business, or whatever you want to call it, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them out there. They open up and close every single day. So there's always going to be an influx of customers that you could see. And it just this little town here, there's over 1,700 /restaurants, bars, whatever. So if you just take 1% of that, you're doing okay. 2%, 10%, you get 10%, you're over 100 customers.
Right.
Not a big percentage. And the good part is once someone finds out about it, they're all very, very competitive. They want to know, well, what you're doing. Talk to me. I want to know why you're doing that. So.
Right. That's funny you say that because I know they are competitive, man.
And people from one restaurant bar go to the next one and say, well, how come you don't have this? So I said, well, where'd you get this at? So then people start spreading your word around a little bit more for them. So you have a sales force without having a sales force.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. My goodness. And wherever you guys are, I know there's a lot of restaurants, and mainly there's a lot of restaurants in the world. But when you have these burger joints, which I don't understand, they're all selling their different type of burgers. But I guess who has the right message, right? To who's contacting who for different coupons. And I'm assuming in your mobile marketing, you're sending out coupons and updates and future things.
Yeah, we send out coupons. Not only coupons, because owners don't like to give money away, and I don't blame them. I don't want to give money away either, but you have to do it on certain times. But we also inform people of events. people like to hear from their places where they go or shop. You know, we don't send messages out every day. I'm saying if you send out 3 a month, 4 a month, that's sufficient. Gets people in the door, reminds that, you know, the top of mind sharing is basically what it happens there.
Terry, tell us about your list building strategies. I mean, what do you actually, you don't have to tell us all, but what do you kind of get the business owners to do?
Well, it all depends. One, I decide, you know, like you said, there's a lot of burger joints out there.
Yep.
And basically, a burger's a burger to me. You know, it's probably like that to everyone. But you got to find out their unique selling proposition, you know.
Now, real quick, Terry, to build a burger is not a burger. This dude eats burgers every single day, lunch, dinner, breakfast. I'm serious. So whatever. I can stand burgers now.
So basically, we find out what they do. Like, you know, some people might grill their burgers, some fry them. You know, some might use, you know, local purveyors or, you know, from the farmers market or, you know, the local farm. So we decide what their unique selling proposition is, and then we go from there and build a list. More or less, it's like, you know, I like to do the immediate gratification. Someone's in the restaurant, you have the waitresses come up to them and say, hey, listen, you know, we have a VIP group or a special, whatever you want to call it, special group. You want to get a free appetizer on your next visit here, just text this number here, and we'll send you an immediate coupon. That way the business owner likes it because you're not giving stuff away for people to come in the door. They're already in your door. You're just getting them back in the door at a quicker time.
Nice. Nice. I have a friend who has a restaurant here in Dallas. He owns a faux restaurant, and I love it because I go and I get some food that's on discount because he loves me. Anyway,
that's the thing that they like about it, yeah.
Yeah, he tried to do a loyalty program with some card, and of course, before he did that, I was going in almost. We went every day for lunch and sometimes for dinner. That's how good it was. And I was getting free food left and right. And I said, dude, this ain't working. What if people like me come in every day? You're giving up your money. This ain't working. And he ended it, you know, because it just, I don't know who gave him that idea, but it just didn't work because if I went and ate like for 2 weeks in a row, I would almost have like 2 or 3 meals that were free, you know? So.
Well, loyalty programs work. I mean, you were getting in the door. I mean,
well, yeah, that's true.
So basically, you're going in the door. His cost on that is probably, you know, maybe 25-30%. It all depends on what product it is. But so if you're coming in the door every day and eating there, he's still making money. Now, when he gives the free stuff away, you got to make sure you're covering your cost of whatever you're giving away. That it'll cover that you're still making a profit. We run some crazy promotions like, you know, have dinner. You know, one was free dinner for a year. Okay, what? Yep. So every week. I mean, one guy went so far as he said free dinner every single day for a year. But if you break it down, the cost, you're not going to go to that same place every single day and eat. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And when you go, you're not going to be by yourself if you're having dinner. You're going to have your wife, your girlfriend, or someone's coming with you.
True.
So if they're giving one meal away every single day, and the cost of that, just for round numbers, $20. The average thing that the guy came in was maybe 3 times a week, and then after 2 or 3 weeks, he was getting tired of going to the same restaurant. But he was able to build a list of 2,000 people to market to later. So when he had those people in there, his cost in that program was nothing compared to what he was bringing in. So it all depends how you develop the program and what establishment it is.
Very nice. So did you ever start learning like the cost of food and all that with restaurant owners? Did you just pick that up on your own, or?
I had that when I was in the wholesale side of the business. So you understand the cost of the beer and the liquor and all the other stuff, and it just transcends into the food cost of it and stuff like that. And you can pick that up on yourself. I mean, it's not brain surgery. I mean, even the owners will tell you if you walk in and ask them, hey, what's your food cost? And you'll be surprised how many don't know it. They'll be allowed to go, I don't know. You know, a lot of them will just take the food of the cost of the meat or the hamburger. They won't include the lettuce, the tomato, the onion, the roll that you put on there.
Right. So you mentioned you have a couple of bar and grills as well, right?
Yes.
So do you focus on the bar and grills? Is the alcohol to come and get them to drink like a happy hour, or just to get them in the door? What I mean, let's just say I own a bar and grill, and what is your purpose there to help me get as I'm building a list?
One is you always have dead time in those areas, whether it's between 2 and 4, 4 and 6. You send out the messages to let people, first of all, let people know you have a happy hour if you do have one, or to get them in the door. The biggest thing in the bar/restaurant business is shrinkage. When you have a product that's just about to go out, you don't want to throw it away. So what you do there is just say it's chicken, and we're chicken sandwich special between 4 and 6, where it was $7, $8. Now it's $4. Come on in and get it for it. That way, you have them coming in. You're covering your cost on the food, and they're going to come in and drink, hopefully, and do that stuff. So basically, everything is that I center around is building a list that people can market to. Very, very inexpensive. Very inexpensive.
Man, that's such a genius way to do that. And there's a lot of rest bar and grills that just pop up out of the scene, you know. How do you keep up with all your clients, though? I mean, how do you keep up with all this and actually, you know, building their list for them? And I mean, how do you keep this on autopilot? I know you have to go back and forth to some of them, but how are you structuring that?
I make a point that I'm going to hit them at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, just to see how things are going, just to check in, whether it's 5, 10 minutes. Basically, I train the staff first to put onus on them. They basically get everyone to sign up, and you got to get them on board. So what I do is I have the owner basically have each employee text me their information that I could send out one blast for them a month saying, hey, listen, here's what we're doing this month, yada, yada, yada. So basically all I do is hit a button, sends a message to every single employee that they have, reminding them what to do and how they're going to do it, and it's very, very easy.
Oh, man, what you're doing is remarkable because you're building a lot of trust with the owners too, you know?
Yep.
And you're keeping in contact with the employees and tell them, hey, this is like you're really investing in this business yourself because you're, you know, reminding them what's going on when they're not even there sometime, you know?
Right. Well,
So,
it's not like I'm in the mall. I consider it being a consultant. You want to get to that consultant stage where, you know, because once you become their trusted friend, you could sell them just about anything. Because restaurant owners are very, very trustworthy once they know that you can make them money.
wow. Let's see if I got a question real quick. And guys, by the way, if you have questions, go ahead and send those to me right now. And I'm going to read this. Are you building mobile websites or mobile apps with your system, or are you just building a list?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Oh, okay.
One thing I don't get into the app side of the business because it costs so much to do, and a normal person is not going to pay you $3,000 to $4,000 to build an app because they don't know what it is. I basically do the same thing. I build a mobile website for them, but also it's a mobile. I call it a mobile app because the mobile website also allows the person to keep it on their phone as an app. And basically that's all. The mobile website will do the same thing as an app does, and the biggest purpose of having that app is to keep it hands-on up front, that the person can hit it on their phone and see it. The mobile website that I do design does that for them.
Nice. Terry, how many restaurants do you could probably, you know, think that does not build lists right now?
All of them.
Really?
All of them. What their thought now is, and it's like everything else, is they build an email list, which is great. At least they're building some type of list. A lot of them are building none. They have no idea. The biggest challenge in this whole thing is getting the owner to understand the importance of building a list, because they think they open up the door, they turn on those lights, they turn on those neons, and people are supposed to come in the door.
Just drive because they see it, right?
And if you're in a high traffic area, it usually does work, but they don't.
Right.
A lot of them don't do it.
Right.
The email lists are great, don't get me wrong, but they don't get opened up a lot. So if you're sending something out that's time sensitive, that you want people to come in the door Tuesday night, you're sending an email out Sunday or Monday, they might not open up that email until Thursday. When you send a text message blast out, that gets opened up within 5 minutes 98% of the time. So at least your message is being seen and your business is being top of mind.
Man. So give us a little example of your fast list building, your email, or not email, but your fast list building techniques.
Everyone has suppliers, no matter what business you're in. You got to get your food or your liquor or your beer or from somewhere. So basically what we do is we try to make it as cheap as possible. You get these to the supplier and say, listen, what do you have in your arsenal for me to use? I'm a customer of yours, and all these suppliers, because I was on that side of it, have some type of gift that they have to use. They have to buy it from their suppliers, and they have to promote their product. So just say for one, people love to win stuff. During football season, we get an NFL jersey from the supplier, or even if we have to go out and buy one. You put it up there, enter to win this jersey in 2 weeks or whatever, and then you ask for the number, and people enter to win, and then you just have a little contest there, and whoever wins, you draw it, you show them that they won. Next week, you do the same thing with maybe a cooler. During football season, I do the tailgate packages. One's a cooler, one's a little grill, one's a jersey every single month.
Nice. We hear about this all the time, but then, it kind of drops off because the shiny object. There's something else, but these things are remarkable. They actually work, and they have been working for a while. People are just not implementing them. I love it, man. I love it. So give me an example of your slow list building.
The slow list is basically for fine dining restaurants. Mm-hmm. And places like that. They don't, they're going to have people coming in anyway, and their markup's a lot better than everyone else. So we just try and get them people in the door again. So it's like I said before, you get a coupon to come back in. Now what we do is we put an expiration date on the coupon, 2 weeks. That way you show the owner that this person's coming back in the door, that he might not come back here for maybe a month or two, but you're getting them back in. And you get them back in the door, you can show the owner how much money he's actually making on that return visit. Anytime I go anywhere, I always make sure I have a pen and I hand it to the owner, and I let him write down the numbers so he can see the numbers and how much money he's making. And then once he sees the list building slow, he's like, okay, how do I get more people here? My goal is to get every place anywhere between 500 to 1,000 people that they could text message at one time.
Wow. So pizza restaurant versus a comfort food restaurant. What do you think? Which one would get probably more repeat sales in your history? I mean, you would know.
Shops are great, because you pizza owners they won't tell you this, but they make a lot of money on a pizza. So you could that's where a loyalty program is really good. Come back in here, buy 10 times, you get a free pizza. They made enough money, they could give anything away for free, that pizza. Buying any type of list of a pizza, you could always do buy one pizza, get the other one half price off. I mean, so you're still, as long as the offer that you're sending out there, the owner is still making money, and you show them he's building a list, and you show him what the numbers are after that list is done, he basically says, sign me up for this thing. Because and I take the low numbers, Lem. I mean, if there's 1,000 people, I do it really small. If you got 500 people to market to, right, and the response rate is anywhere between 6 and 12%, I take it down to 3%.
Wow.
So you only had, 15 people are going to call on you. Here's the money you're going to make in 1 week. And then he says,
nice.
That's covering my cost here, and I'm making money times that by 4 times. I basically get to the point where it's $2,000 to $2,500 a month extra in their pocket without doing anything, except sending this message out.
I heard at one time some pizza owners only spend like $1.75 for a pizza to make it. That's what the cost was.
It's I haven't asked it, but the one guy I was friends with, he said it was under $1 for him.
Wow. So that's, and sometimes we don't order one pizza, we order 2 or 3, depends on how big your family is. So
exactly right.
Wow. And that's the reason why I asked that, because I kind of figured the pizza places would be really the ones that would do really well with this, because I see like Papa John's here in Texas, every time our Rangers do something well, they've got contracts with them. If we hit 7 like home runs in a row, Papa John will give a pizza away for 50%, or special today, large, extra large for like $7, But you gotta go pick it up. They're not delivering it. But yeah.
Yeah, the stuff on pizzas is phenomenal. You could market that a zillion ways. And then once you get that list, you could send blasts out with people. Like Friday's the biggest time, you know, you're coming home from work. You send a message out at 3, 4 o'clock. Yeah, I don't want to cook. Let's go get a pizza.
Yeah, man. Especially if you got kids, you're doing homework, you know, you're like, and the girls, I tell you what, man, my girls will call me from school and say, hey, Dad, send me a pizza. I'm like, really? Wow. So his clients have normal, so your clients have a normal website and you actually make that into your own mobile site, right?
You can, yeah. I mean, if a lot of them are starting to understand the mobile and they need a mobile website. So if they already have a mobile website, there's nothing really you could do. Then you want to go into the list building for them.
So to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter what their mobile site is because you're building the list with them, right?
Yes.
And you're using, SMM, so that it doesn't really matter what their mobile site is. They can have one up, but you're just constantly hitting them,
True, but if you're building lists for them, like anything else is an upsell. If they don't have a mobile website, hey, you don't have a mobile website, and you go through the statistics why it should be, yada, 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 which is no brainer. But then you say, I could build the website for you too for another $200.
Right.
Now you get the mobile website. Now you get the list. So, and then you charge them maybe $8 for hosting. So now you get $8 every single month. And as long as they have that.
I love it. And that adds up because you have 8 times, how many customers? 150 customers, you know what I mean? a month for hosting.
$8 a month. I mean, I host one guy. He didn't want to host it. I give, how about $4.95? He goes, sold, because you could do the hosting for as much as you want.
You can. That's true.
So it's just incremental money that you're going to get on there. So the mobile websites are important because you can charge the hosting fees, and that's just gravy on top of everything.
Very nice. Wow. So, guys, once again, we were talking about mobile marketing. I'm going to call you a genius because you are at this, man. The mobile marketing genius out of PA. Hey, man, what is your goals down the road with this? I mean, what are you going to do? Are you trying to vamp it up in any other way, or what's going on?
I'm not like anything else in business. You got to have an exit strategy. I don't know if I'm going to have an exit strategy or not, or just keep working to this till I drop over dead and leave it to my girls and teach them. I'm a far away from getting to where I want to be.
Right.
I'm one of those guys that you said 5-year goals, 10-year goals, 15-year goals and stuff like that. You look at them and say, okay, I'm not there yet, but I want to get there. So I'm still vamping this thing up. Like I said, I'm looking more at trying to find simplicity in it because a lot of it's complexity, when you get back into the software and stuff. So I'm still learning myself, and I'm getting there. One of the things that I was good at was sales, so you have to get the people in there. Once you get them in there, I'll worry about the technical stuff later.
True. And let's talk about that for a second. Have you found that other salesmen have issues with that? I mean, I know a lot of guys will worry about the technical stuff first rather than going and getting people who are interested in the buy.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, when I first got into like the marketing business online and stuff like that, I was like everyone else, that shiny object. Oh, that's really going to work better than what I got now, so I'm going to do that. And this one works, but I'm like, this is getting crazy. You got nothing done, and then you try to learn all that software stuff, and you can't learn it. So then I finally figured out, nothing happens without a sale.
True.
I mean, if you don't sell something, you don't need the software or stuff like that.
True.
Right. So I finally figured out, okay, I'm not going to figure this. So you go on Fiverr or somewhere like that for $5-10, let them do it and find someone who's smarter than I am at that and say, Here, do this for me and I'll pay you. Nice.
With your sites, your mobile websites, are you doing a plugin? Do you have a plugin for that or widget or?
No, it's basically the software develops the site and then you host it. The software also hosts it for you.
Nice.
So basically you build a mobile website and then, of course you got to, basically it's a responsive mobile website. So you put the code. Now, I'm not techie, so don't, and it's real easy to learn. Every mobile website you build, you get a code with. You just take it and you tell them, real simple, get a hold of your web developer because I don't want to screw up your website. Here's the code that they got to put in. They put it in, it automatically becomes a mobile website. So you don't have to touch anything.
That's right. Because if it messes up, you didn't do it. You just said put that code in, right?
And they all have websites, so that basically you tell them more or less, listen, I could do this, but I don't want to mess up, and I don't want to, get your web developer pissed off at me. Whether you could do it or not, they don't know that. So you say, here's the code. You send this to the web developer. They put it in, and you got your mobile website set up.
Nice. So, Terry, when you started out, did you walk in, cold call? What did you do? I always like to ask this because I'm a cold caller. That's what I do,
I started – when I first started, it was emails because that's what everyone told me to do when you start to send out emails. I was like, no one's emailed me back.
Yes.
I send out 200 emails. I got 2 people back. I was like, what the is this? Yep. So basically I walk in or I use the telephone. Those are the only 2 ways I do stuff. I prefer to walk in, and I know you're supposed to walk in and introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Terry. I work with so-and-so. I don't do that. I walk in, and the first thing I say, is the owner here? No, the owner's not here. Okay. Is the manager here? No. Do you think they'd be interested in making another $20,000, $30,000 a year? And then I'll turn around and I'll walk out. And 90% of the time, it's, well, what are you talking about? And that's when I say, I'm Terry. Yeah, I work with so-and-so. And then because you get about 6 seconds to catch their interest. If you don't catch them in 6 seconds, they're going to start ignoring you like nobody's business. So you got to get the money part out of your mouth immediately.
Right. Man, that is awesome, dude. I love to hear that because, a lot of times you hear people say, oh, you just got to send a lot of emails. This email is going to work. This is going to get them to call you back. I'm like, man, I spent over almost 20,000 emails. I only had like 3 people who was interested. And then one said no. And then the other let me go to the meeting and they said no. So now.
Plus, it's easy to say no to an email. It's harder to say no to a person in front of them.
That's true.
At least you'll get a voice, whether it's a manager or a person working there, somebody will listen to you. Especially the best day to go in the restaurant business, if you're going to do the restaurant bars, Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yes.
They're dead slow, and don't ever go between 11 o'clock and 1:30 because that's their busy time. Between 1:30 and 4, everybody will talk to you in a restaurant because they're not doing anything.
Right. Yeah, I remember when I first moved here to Dallas, I had my first restaurant client, and it was weird because when I went to talk to her, she had us come at the same time, and then she's just sitting there with her checkbook open, writing checks to people, vendors, people coming in for a print, people almost like for the food, and I'm like, holy God, I'm gonna get mine. It's like, get ready to write mine,
And Lemon, when you mentioned how do you call the people, I basically go and I see everyone knows what Groupon is,
right?
So I go on to Groupon, and those are the first people I hit because Groupon takes a ton of money from them.
Man, thank you so much. And we have a lot of marketers who are watching this, and that is a strategy that has worked forever. You can always contact anyone who's using Groupon because I have a friend who owns a auto dealership. And he owns a mobile, what do you call it? Not auto dealer, mobile wash company. Yep. And he used them. He said, man, I will never, ever use them again. They killed me. And plus, they took my customers and built, a list from them,
Right. That's what they do. And that's the other thing is I do not share that person's list with anybody, no matter what. That is their list. And the other thing, those little mailers you get in the mail, don't throw those away anymore.
No.
Look through those and see. A lot of people just toss them in the garbage. Those are the people that they're spending a lot of money. And when you do the mobile side of it, you start doing a text messaging, you can send out 1,000 messages for like $10. So you charge them, $20. And then they see the money coming, and then you could keep building them up.
And then hit them with the.
Yep. Once they're making money and you say, you just made $3,000, you're paying me $39, I think it's time for me to get a raise.
Yep.
And you know what? They'll give it to you without even batting an eye.
Because you're already making the money. You're already making the money.
Right.
Wow. For those who are watching this episode today, you better go back and replay everything he just said because what he has said is basically a lot of the things that we've been kind of teaching you guys forever. Those mailers, I never throw those away because I want to see who is actually, spending money. I know there's a lot of auto mechanic companies are spending money on that. They spend a ton of money on that. Car wheels, these guys who own those wheels, and there's a lot of restaurants that I didn't even know that was here in Dallas, and they're trying to get their word out, because that's the only thing they know.
The other thing you could do is go to the phone book, go to those yellow pages. Anyone that has a quarter or a half page, that's $3,000 to $5,000 that they're spending a year on that page right there.
Dude. I'm done. I don't have any more questions. I'm ready to get up here and work. Oh, wow. Wow, that's amazing. Woo. So, Terry, tell us how we can find you if anyone wants to. Are you doing any training or anything like that?
I haven't, because I was concentrating on this. I was thinking if someone else asked me to put like some training together and stuff like that, because my background is in sales more or less. And they said, a lot of people in the online stuff, they'll develop the software. They'll show you how it works. They'll say, this, that, but nobody tells us how to sell stuff.
Right.
You can find me. I'm on Facebook. Just my name, Terry Heffner. You tell me what you need me to do. I mean, I'm more than happy to help people. I haven't got to the training part yet, Lem, but I'm working on that as well. I don't sleep very much, so I'll get to that part.
You have girls. You don't sleep very much. I don't sleep very much. I know.
They're out. They're out.
Awesome. So, guys, I guess you heard it. You can hook him up on Facebook. You can find him. Man, this has been an amazing interview. I mean, for the smallest amount of time we spent together, you put a lot of value out there, man.
Well, I'm glad. I hope it helps people.
Oh, yeah. You definitely need to start training, because this is something I see that well, no, maybe not, because you know how people take your stuff and they try to just kill it, So, wow, is there anything else you would give to anyone? I mean, any last ending words that you might give to those who might be thinking about getting into mobile marketing in the restaurant?
Two things. One, whatever you want to do not get into that shiny object syndrome. Find something that you enjoy and do it. And it's not going to work right off the bat. It's, don't expect something to happen in 30 days for you, 60 days. It might take you a year, but keep going after that. If you're going to get in this business, one thing about the mobile marketing business, it's still brand new.
Wow.
As far as marketing, I mean, the text messaging, sending mobile coupons. We even have one customer who's a mechanic. He sends videos through his messaging for people that they're doing the oil change where they find stuff wrong. Now, this is what it looks like. This is what you have. It's very, very new, and there's a huge market out there for it.
I'm just thinking to myself, how come I haven't talked to you before? This is right down to earth. The ideas you're just putting right now through this. Wow, man, that's amazing. That opens up a whole new can of worms for anyone now,
Yep.
But the
retail stores, you could sell mobile marketing. I call it mobile marketing, but it's basically text message marketing to anybody out there. If they open up their doors, real estate agents. I even have I build them virtual business cards that they don't need business cards. You just text it and they send their business cards out. It's so brand new yet that it's just going to grow and grow. So if you're thinking about getting into something and you want to start a business, mobile marketing is probably the easiest way to go.
Nice. The fact is, as we're driving, you hate to see this. You see people with their phone all the time. Right. They sleep with their phone. They're in church with their phone. Heck, they are in the bathroom with their phone. So therefore, mobile marketing is here to stay, regardless of what you think or what you're doing. And it works. I get a lot of text messages from other services that I have signed up for, and I want it. So, man, that's great. Terry, it's been great having you on, man.
Thank you.
I just wish nothing but success to your business. I know it's just going to grow. And it's going to grow, brother. Trust me. And once again, I'd like to thank you for coming on, man. And those who are watching this, if you have any questions, you can always watch the replay and go to the side of the website where you'll see a message. Speak what you want. It'll record. It'll send an immediate message to me. Maybe I should turn that into a text, you know. You know?
You'll get more.
Yeah, I could, you know. And we will actually answer your question. Thank you guys once again for joining us. Have a great and safe Halloween. It's raining here in Dallas, so not a lot of happy little children, but it is what it is. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great day. And once again, thanks, Turner, for joining us, man.
Thank you, Lem.
All righty.